Context-sensitive solutions is a new method of involving the public throughout a project, transportation project. It's a method that Illinois law states that we have to do for major types of projects, and it's outreaching to the public early and getting their input before we make the decisions. Context-sensitive solutions is important because it makes a difference in the lives of the people who live in these communities. Our transportation projects can devastate a community or it can enhance a community. And if the community people get involved early, become part of our team, whether they own a business along the route, they live along the route, or they commute along the route, they should become involved so that they can make a difference in the outcome of the project. If a stakeholder chooses to get involved in this process, the timeline can be different for different types of projects. Very large projects, they may attend meetings once a month for several months and then take a break and come back over a course of 2 or 3 years. I did a project where we met probably 6 or 8 times over a 12-month period. But at the end of the 12 months, they had an idea of what the road was going to look like. And then later on, we still plan on meeting with them again and updating them as the project moves into the next phases. Some of the benefits to being involved with the CSS project include an opportunity to make a difference. So many times we engineers go in as transportation experts and make decisions for communities, and we make decisions for people who live along the route, and we find out later that those decisions were wrong, our assumptions were wrong. So by being involved, you have an opportunity to make a difference in your community. A stakeholder is anybody who has a stake in the outcome of a project. Stakeholders can include usually our business owners and homeowners along a route, along an expected project. The hardest stakeholders to get a hold of are the simple commuters. People who just travel that road day in and day out. Those are the people that add value and input to our design decisions, but they're hard to get a hold of. We have a hard time finding them and bringing them to the table. Other typical ones are community leaders, opposition groups. They're great stakeholders because they really bring a different side to the project that we need to listen to and embrace.
Yes.
A project that I worked on recently did not use CSS, did not use context-sensitive solutions, and it probably should have. We had a project where we simply widened the road, and to the one side of the road was a small neighborhood, had 5 or 6 houses. And we engineers thought we knew everything, and we did everything we could to avoid taking those houses. And we did some elaborate entrance to their community and to their neighborhood. We built retaining walls to prevent from having to buy a house and all that. We took it to the public meeting. We decided what we were going to do, we announced it to the public, and then we defended it. And those 5 or 6 homeowners came into our office together the next day, and they were very upset. Found out this house we avoided by doing the elaborate entrance system. That man was 95 years old, was waiting for IDOT to come and buy his house, and wanted to move to Florida. He was waiting, and we didn't know that because we never bothered to ask. And the other house, we put an elaborate retaining wall system up. They didn't want the retaining wall system. They didn't want a 20-foot drop in their backyard. They had small children. They just simply said, take our house, don't put in the retaining wall, we'll move to the next lot over. It was that simple. And if you drive that road today, there is no retaining wall. It's a beautiful slope. It's all landscaped and mowed. The old man moved to Florida, and they have an entrance into and out of their little subdivision that they like, that they wanted. So that project ended up using public involvement, but we did it kind of backwards. And that's what we hope to learn from and do differently in the future.